Welcome to day 233, Becoming Peace, Meditation, and Inspiration. The name of today's session is Lighting Myself on Fire. And this is not what you'd think. So stick around and we'll visit this one together, uncovering a pretty epic train of thought. I'm wondering if you can relate to this. Ever extend yourself to the point of exhaustion? What about always making sure other people have everything they need, and yet you are insatiably thirsty and ready to drop dead? What about lighting everyone else's flame, making sure they have the warmth, heat, and love they deserve, while you are swimming around in a cold, half-frozen lake? I think scenarios like this are more common than we think. Giving, and giving some more, where there's no gas in our own tank. It's like lighting myself on fire to warm others. Let me say that again. It's like lighting myself on fire to warm everyone else. How often do you feel like you are a never-ending ember and flame that smolders in the shadows of giving it all? The damage to ourselves when we do this is most often irreparable. Yesterday, I had the awesome opportunity of having lunch with a friend. We were discussing how motherhood and just being a person on the planet can be fulfilling and yet exhausting. I made the comment that sometimes I feel like there's nothing left inside to help myself. She said, "Yeah, kind of like lighting yourself on fire to warm others." I dropped my jaw and proceeded to pontificate on what she had just said. How many times I've exhausted myself to fill someone else's cup, to make sure there was warmth in another person's heart, but at the expense of lighting myself on fire to do so. The cost is just too much. There's only one person who came and sacrificed everything for all of us. That job has already been taken. So just what happens when we light ourselves on fire? Well, we get burned. We get hurt. We sacrifice. We take something from ourselves, and we might suffer the consequences for a very long time. The mental, emotional, and physical consequences we cannot pay long term without permanent damage. I might offer a disclaimer here. I'm not talking about being kind to others or doing nice things for people or loving our neighbor as ourselves. Today, the topic of lighting myself on fire is about pushing ourselves past exhaustion and literally ruining ourselves to save everyone else. It's a sickness. It's a codependent thing. This is what we're talking about today. I'm sure many of you recognize this children's book, The Giving Tree. If you're familiar with this book, the story is about a tree that loves a little boy. This little boy grows up with the tree as his friend. And as the boy grows up, he makes demands on the tree. And pretty soon, the boy is now an old man, and all that is left of the tree is a stump, because the stump gave to the little boy endlessly. I'm not sure how people think and believe that this is a heartwarming story, when indeed, the tree ends up empty, dead, and nothing left to give. Have you ever felt like this? In my opinion, there's nothing at all valuable about teaching our children that mom or dad exhausts every resource and sacrifices to make everyone else warm and comfortable at their own expense, almost to death. I do believe in serving our fellow man and doing all you can to help and assist others. Loving your neighbor is what we're taught by Jesus. But pushing yourself to utter destruction is not the way. Our bodies can only handle so much, and so can our mental health. This is a space where I'm inviting you to reflect on this question and consider this question truthfully. Where do I find myself lighting myself on fire in order to warm others? Where do I push past the limits of utter destruction to fund someone else's existence? Why do I feel the constant need to rescue others and sacrifice, and at the sacrifice of myself? Is it working? And what am I gaining by wearing myself down to a nub? If you sacrifice yourself almost to the point of death, how can you be around for life and do any good? I'm going to hold space for you for a few moments here to examine these questions and let the Spirit talk to you and move you about what your next steps might be. Be honest with yourself as you ponder and open your heart to what God might say to you today. I'll mind the time until you hear a soft bell. Let's come back. Gently and softly open your eyes, take some deep breaths, and wiggle out your extremities. Peace comes when I recognize I have limits to what I can do for others. The biggest lesson learned this year is probably to not give so much of yourself to people who would never do the same for you. If any of this content resonates with you today, I hope that you'll consider sharing it with someone you love. This is a tough one because we balance out our life of service to others with going beyond our physical and emotional and mental limits. It's a very, very delicate balance. I hope you have enjoyed becoming more aware of this today. And I will be back tomorrow, and I hope you choose to come and join me tomorrow. Have a great day, and remember to take in more light today than you did yesterday. Bye for now.